Welcome to the first day of WLD 2250 Advanced Shielded Metal Arc Welding. Woohoo! There it is. Alright, so we're going to go over the syllabus today. We're going to sign up for our emergency closing procedures, and we'll watch the video next class, but I'll put it in the actual blackboard to watch the first lab we have to do. So WLD 2250, the CRN is 4768, course title is Advanced Shielded Metal Arc Welding. My name is Brent Harkness, if you don't know who I am. Course location is MTI 121A, the first room when you walk in the building on the right. For those of you that are here, you found it. Office location MTI 128, that's down the hall by the copy machine. Office hours refer to the office door. I'm pretty much here all the time, so it is in fact fall 2020. It has been a brutal year, correct? Yes. Contact info, I blacked it out for the internet, but people that get the copies in class have the phone and the email. And I'll also put the syllabus on Blackboard. Let's get into it, huh? Advanced Shielded Metal Arc Stick. Shielded Metal Arc Welding is the technical term for stick welding. Stick welding is a slang term. It's shielded metal arc welding. A lot of times it'll be SMAW because it's such a long phrase. So they use the acronym. That being said, if you don't know what stick welding is, that's bad, okay? If somebody says stick welding and you don't know what that means, it's bad, even though it is a slang term, because everybody calls it stick welding, right? So welding techniques will be performed using mild steel electrodes in the flat, horizontal, vertical, and overhead positions on structural plate. You should have already got that done in the intro class. We are going to be doing that as well on pipe. Identifying and analyzing defects in welding joints is emphasized. Carbon steel plate as well as using shielded metal arc welding. To American Welding Society Code. If you don't know what the AWS is, that's bad too. It's basically the governing body that dictates everything that happens in welding. The plate requirements you're going to do is we're going to do a welding certification in flat. So it's going to be with backing. And that you can do that anytime in the course, all right? So you're going to be responsible for that. That's where the AWS code comes into, so you have to do a bend test and things like that. Students will develop necessary skills to make quality welds on carbon steel pipe with open root and backing rings according to AWS, American Welding Society, and the Society of Mechanical Engineers, and American Petroleum Institute codes. So those are three different governing bodies. They're all pretty similar. We're going to stick mainly to AWS. Let's see here. Prerequisites would be 1350, so we got to make sure that you have taken the intro to welding course. I've had people get registered, but I don't think they can do that anymore because it's in the computer, so it automatically filters you out, so we don't have to worry about that. Demonstrate proficiency in all specified out-of-position welding, so you're going to do all the pipe positions. It's very difficult because you're starting on the bottom, that's overhead, you're going to the side, that's vertical, and you're going halfway between flat and horizontal, so it's very difficult. List specific weld joints as well as their structural application. List typical defects found in specified weld joints, their cause and their consequence, and demonstrate knowledge of relevant AWS codes. So listing defects, you do that every time you weld, right? You look at it and you go, oh man, I got a bunch of undercut, or oh man, I didn't get enough penetration, things like that. So you're doing that every time, whether you know it or not. Topical outline. Root pass, hot pass, filler pass, multiple pass weld, right? Cover pass. We've gone over all that already, but we're going to do it on all the pipes as well. So plate, we've done all this already. We'll do it on the cert still, so you will still do the plate. And then your pipe is preparation, fit up, joint design, code and standards, practice welds, 2G, 5G, 6G. They don't have 1G on there because technically you need a positioner to do that. We just roll it on the table. It's actually harder. So 1G, horizontally rolled, right? 2G is vertically fixed, so the pipe is up, you weld around. 5G, the pipe is horizontally, you start at the bottom, go to the top, and then 6G is 45-degree angle. If you get certified in 6G position, it certifies you for all the other positions. So that's why you see all these schools and things saying, oh, get you 6G certified, right? You can do that, but it probably won't carry out into the field. It's certification, something we go over a lot in this class. It's not as cut and dry as people think. There's a ton of different codes, but we just listed up here how many different codes. So if you get 6G certified to the AWS, but your requirements are ASME, you're no longer certified. It's gone, it's garbage. So that's what I'm talking about when I say there's a ton of different certifications. And you basically, when you go to a company, the company certifies it's what they do. You can have all the certs in the world, but when you change companies, it's probably not going to line up. If they even give them to you. Textbook and required materials, welding principles and applications, 8th edition, ISBN, there it is. Everybody know what that is. I don't use the book a lot in this class, but it's definitely a book you're going to need if you're going through the program. We use the same book in every class. It's not one of those books you're going to burn at the end of the class either, right? You're going to put it on the bookshelf for a reference, and yeah, you'll keep it forever. Grading policies, it's the same grading policies as every single course at Jamestown Community College, so there they are. Other than this right here, the percentages, 10%, so you get 10% if you just show up. Like you got a lot of people missing today, strike one, right? They're down to a 9 out of 10. So attendance, participation, things like that, 10% is free. You get 10% for free, right? Quizzes. The way I run it is I do usually 1 or 2 days of lecture up here. I type it right on a Word document, and then I'll say quiz next class. We'll have a quiz next class. Usually it's 2 days. Sometimes it's 1, depending on what we're doing. Lab requirements. You got the certification on plate. You got 1G, 2G, 5G, 6G. So you got, and you can go back and redo them. So if you get a grade in for each one, and then go back and redo it and try to improve them, right? Lab requirements are the highest because we want you to be able to weld, right? Attendance policy, you get 3 days. If you're absent 4, you get an F, so don't miss more than 3 days. You gotta have a reasonable excuse. For every 2 times a student is likely to receive an absence. Late assignment policy. That's mainly, in this class, we don't do a lot of homework. It's more, don't miss your quizzes, because then I'm gonna kick you out of the room and then bring you back and all that stuff. Blackboard use policy, I do not use Blackboard, it says. Well, I'm going to use it today because there's a bunch of people missing, so I'm recording this so I can put it on Blackboard so they can see it. I use Blackboard very limited. Because I'm developing this kind of online, I might put all these lectures on Blackboard, but it would probably be benefit people in the future, not necessarily this course. But if you don't know how to use Blackboard, that's bad. Just all the online stuff due to the COVID. So you need to know how to use Blackboard. Emergency closing procedures, this is the one that the college has. You log on a banner, it'll ask you to put or do that, so I would recommend you doing that because if they have to cancel class, they're gonna put it on there, it goes right to the phone. Civility statement, student responsibility statement, academic integrity. Those are all the websites to read those. Civility means, treat everybody like you want to be treated, be nice to each other, and all that stuff. Student responsibility means you're responsible for your own grades, your own schedule, yourself, I guess. Academic integrity, don't cheat, right? And welding, it's people try to pull out welds out of the bin and then bring them to me, and they haven't welded at all, and the weld's perfect, and then I'm gonna be like, you pulled that out of the bin. Special services disability. I'm going to scroll up on that because I don't want, well, I guess it doesn't matter. Students are required accommodations to complete the requirements and expectations of this course. Because of disability, must make their accommodation request to the Accessibility Support Services Office. And the support services, it's above the library all the way down the hall. So if you miss a test or something, they can send it over there. So if you miss a test, technically I can send it over there, but go take it over there. It's called the Learning Center, I believe now. There it is. That is the syllabus in 10 minutes or so. So what we're going to do now, I have my own emergency closing procedures. It's right here. It's called Remind. So if you're sitting in front of me right now, pull out your phone and text to A1010, and then your text message is going to be at 424GED, and that will register you for the class. And what that allows me to do is if you're missing or I need to get a hold of you, I can get on the computer, I can send a text message to your phone. I can't see your number, Other people can't see your numbers, it's completely anonymous. You can send stuff back to me, and I can see it, it'll work with my email. So if you're gonna miss class because, I don't know, you're sick, don't come in here and tell me you're sick. You send me a message saying you're sick and don't come in. This will allow you to do that. You can also use the email that was on the syllabus there. Everything makes sense?
Yep.
Alright, so what we're gonna do now is go to the lab and start welding